I'm Meg Johnson and welcome to today's video, Awesome Person Video, where we find awesome people who are awesome and we identify what makes them that way. And it's important to be always looking for the things that are awesome about people because it keeps our minds on the positive, and there's always something good about everybody. There's always something good about them. And so if you like this video, go ahead and share it to inspire other people to be looking for the awesomeness in everybody, because it's just a good thing to do. So today I'm going to tell you a little story. So I was in the Young Women's, which I worked with the young women, the teenage girls in my last ward. So I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we're divided into wards and stakes and stuff. And so I would go to my church, and there's a weeknight that we would go to the church and have activities with the young women and the young men. And so one of my car was broken at this time. And the church wasn't that far, I mean 2 or 3 blocks, but it was kind of uphill and over a busy street and stuff. And so one of my young women came over to my house and she was going to help me get there. She's going to push me there. And she was like 14 years old, you know, and so she comes and she gets me and she's helping me get there and she's pushing me. And it was dark, not because it was late, but because it was cold, you know, like in the winter time. There wasn't snow on the roads or anything. I think there was a little snow on the grass and stuff, but there was no snow on the roads. So we were having an okay time. And so we were traveling across one of the streets, just in the neighborhood. So we weren't on the busy street yet, so we were just in the neighborhood. And we were traveling across the street, but it was so dark, I mean really dark, that we couldn't really see. And there was a little hole, like a little pothole, miniature one, in the road. And so we were talking and chatting, and as this sweet little 14-year-old, she's a my maid, she like pushes me and the little front wheel of my wheelchair lands in that little pothole. And so it just kind of ka-chunks down. Had it been me pushing my wheelchair, I would have known to stop, you know, and back up. I would have recognized what happened. But since she was pushing me, she didn't realize what happened. She just thought we hit something hard. So she pushed even harder to get past this, whatever it was. Which ended up being a pothole. But that act of pushing it further sunk the little caster wheel into the pothole, and actually she just dumped me out like a wheelbarrow, just like whoop, like right out onto the ground. I fell right in the middle of this road. And I wasn't too worried, like I'm not worried about the traffic because there's no cars coming or going because it wasn't that, you know, trafficked right there. But I'm on the ground and this poor little my maid is like, oh my gosh, like what do we do? I'm so sorry. Like, you know, of course it wasn't her fault. She didn't know. She never pushed a wheelchair like that. And so I'm on the ground and, you know, I don't even have time to panic too much. Or not that I would have anyway, but I don't have time to problem solve or tell her to go get, you know, my husband or some help or anything. Because at that moment, this car drives by us. I mean, this car just drives right by us and it's really loud. It's one of those ones without like a muffler or something that's like vroom. And so it like drives vroom, and it parks. I say land because it sounds like an airplane. It was so loud, but it parks right next to us. And like, and just that car driving so close and being so loud was like jarring, like, oh my gosh, you know. And so me and this my maid were like kind of a little petrified momentarily. And out of the car jumps this big guy. And it's really cold. I told you it's the winter time, but this big guy doesn't seem to care. He's too tough for the winter because he's just wearing a wife beater, one of those small white tank tops, you know. And now that come to think of it, I think it was like a dark colored one, but it was, you know, that kind of tank top type thing. And he's just got the biggest muscles, like he is ripped. This guy is like really intimidating, really big, and really bald. Like he has just, his head is just bicked, like it's just this skin on his head and on his arms, and not just skin but like tattoos all over and big earrings up his ears on both sides and stuff. We were right under a street lamp, which is how I know all of these details and probably how he knew we were on the ground. But so he gets out of his car and he, you know, comes over to, and he's so big, like his arms can't rest normally by his sides, like his muscles are too big. And so he's like walking, he comes out of his car, he walks right over to me, picks me up off the ground with one, you know, with both hands, and then like one-handed, and then like fixes the wheelchair, puts me back in my wheelchair, walks back to his car, gets in, shuts the door, and then drives away. Vroom! Me and this nightmare are like, okay, that was strange. Like, who was that? We had no idea who that was. I still have no idea who that was. I've never seen him in our neighborhood. Like, I don't even know. But this guy is totally awesome to recognize that he could help in that situation and then to just take action. He clearly was in a hurry. He was going somewhere, hopefully somewhere legal. I don't know, I shouldn't judge. But he stopped his car, got out, and just fixed the problem that he could fix, and then left. He didn't even, I don't even think he said you're welcome when we were like, oh, thank you. So this guy is totally awesome, and I hope I meet him again. Maybe he watches this YouTube channel. Maybe. You never know. You never know. So if he does, I would just like to thank him for picking me up off the ground like that. So, and I just really wanted to recognize him for being so awesome and for maybe understanding that the way he looked and how that would be a little bit scary. So he just kind of like a Band-Aid, you know, you just want to rip that Band-Aid off. So he just got out of his car and came over and did what he had to do. He wasn't going to soften it with, hello, can I help you? Like, no, we're okay. So he knew what he had to do and he just did it. And I just think that's awesome. So come and visit me on my website, megjohnsonspeaks.com. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram. Those links are in the description below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're not already, and share this message if you think it'll, you know, maybe share this message with somebody you think is awesome. So thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.